Hi, my name is Michael Wheeler. I'm the PGA Director of Instruction for Bellwood Golf and Country Club in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. This week in the series of myths and misconceptions for Flightscope, we're going to talk about why just hitting down on the golf ball does not automatically increase spin rate. Okay, so if you're trying to hit a pitch shot, say a 40 or 50-yard pitch shot, and you think, well, I'm going to hit down on it more, that's going to give me more spin, and then you end up just hitting it lower and it doesn't check up and runs to the green. That's because you're not necessarily changing what we call the spin loft. So when we're talking about creating more spin, okay, we need to create more spin by changing the spin loft. So let's say, for instance, this is a 58-degree wedge. Okay, that's its static loft number. If this club is perfectly vertical, we have 58 degrees of loft. However, when we strike the golf ball, we want to have a little bit of vertical shaft lean. So let's just say, for instance, we have 53 degrees of dynamic loft when we hit the ball. Alright, so that's pointing off in this kind of direction. We're going to see that in the face. And then we're striking down on the golf ball. So we have an angle like this, a spin loft. Okay, so this is the angle of the face. This is our angle of attack. Now, if we don't change the loft, okay, and we just hit down on it more, and we increase our shaft lean to hit it down on it more, which 90% of us probably do when we're trying to do that, all we're doing is doing this. So we're not changing this relationship. Okay? In order to maximize spin, you want approximately 45 degrees, a 45-degree angle here on the spin loft. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to actually, instead of having more shaft lean to hit down on it and decrease the dynamic loft to hit it lower, we're just going to increase the angle of attack and leave the shaft lean the same. So a lot of people think when we hit this shot, you're just going to hit down and you're going to create more spin. Right? Well, you notice when I did that, I also leaned the shaft forward to hit down on it. What we need to do is we need to hit down and not lean the shaft forward. Basically feel like you're returning this club to the same point it was at address. Down there, and you're just letting the club pass. Okay, so let's try that real quick. So we're going to hit down more, and that ball is going to spin. Alright, it's going to have a lot of spin. So the other way that you can increase spin and how the pro players do it, if you watch Joseph Mayo has a great video on YouTube about this, and you can check and see that video as well. He has a great way of explaining it. What you're trying to do is you're actually trying to hit this a little bit low on the face. We're trying to utilize what's called gear effect. Okay, so the ball, when it's missed on the center of the face, the ball wants to spin towards the center of gravity, which usually is right around here. So if we hit it low on the face, it's going to cause the ball to want to rise to the center of the face. So you can see how that ball is going to have more backspin. Okay? If you hit it off to the side, it's going to want to curve to the left, which is going to change the spin axis, which pay attention next week. For next week's video, we're going to explain that. So if by hitting it a little bit low on the face, that's going to help us get maybe 500 or 600 more RPMs of spin to get that little bit more grab once it hits the green. So let's put those two pieces together now. We're going to feel like we're hitting down, we're returning the grip to the same place it was at address, and we're also going to try and catch it about a groove low on the face. Now that ball should be spinning pretty good. Now this may not be something you want to try if you're a higher handicap golfer. Just try and get the first part down of good solid contact while returning that grip to the original place. Alright? Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned next week for the final series of Flightscope Myths and Misconceptions.